My name is Cristiano Ronaldo, and if I tell you my life story honestly, I'll say this. It was never easy, and it was never luck. My life has been a long journey, full of challenges, tears, and a kind of determination that never dies. I was born in Funchal, on the island of Madeira. Our house was small, with a big family living together, and life wasn't easy. My father had a simple job, and my mother worked hard to help us live. I was just a young boy, but I had a very big dream. I used to see myself in a huge stadium, with people cheering my name. From the first day I touched a football, I knew this was what I wanted to do in my life. I didn't care about being tired or hungry. I played in the streets, at school, anywhere I could touch the ball. I trained until it got dark, and sometimes I came back home exhausted. My mother would ask me, "Why are you pushing yourself so hard?" And I would answer, "Because I want to be the best." As I grew older, I joined a small team in Madeira, and that's where my story really began. People started to notice me, and one day an opportunity came that changed everything. I joined Sporting CP in Lisbon. That was one of the hardest moments of my life. I was very young and far away from my family. I used to cry at night. I felt a deep emptiness. But at the same time, I knew that if I gave up then, everything would be over. So, I made a decision. I could cry if I needed to, but I would never quit. I trained harder than anyone else. I stayed after practice alone, repeating the same moves again and again. I kept telling myself, "You have to be better than everyone." I didn't care who was watching. I was competing with myself. One day, everything changed. Manchester United saw me and offered me a contract. I moved to England and a new life began. The city, the language, the lifestyle. Everything was different. But I had something no one could take from me. Determination. At Manchester United, I learned a lot. My coach pushed me to improve, to work on myself. I started to change. I became stronger, faster, better. Little by little, I began to shine. But I was never satisfied. I always felt like I hadn't reached my limit. I kept saying, "Not yet, there's more." Then came a big dream, Real Madrid. This was the stage that changed everything in my life. In Madrid, I lived some of the best years of my career. I scored many goals, won many titles, and became one of the greatest players in history. But the truth is, it was never just talent. It was hard work, sacrifice, and hours of training that no one sees. I woke up early, trained every day, followed a strict routine, and repeated the same effort over and over, because I wasn't just trying to win, I was trying to be the best. Later, I had a new experience with Juventus and Turin. I wanted to prove myself in another league, and I gave everything I had. Then I returned to Manchester United to feel that connection with the fans once again, and now I play for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, and I still have the same passion, the same hunger, the same dream. If you ask me what I've learned from this journey, I'll tell you this. Nothing comes easy. If you have a dream, you must be ready to chase it until the end. You will fall, you will cry, and there will be people who tell you you can't. But if you listen to them, you will never make it. I was just a boy from Madeira, but I had a dream, and I never gave up. And now that you hear my story, you can change your life too, because the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is one decision. Will you keep going, or will you stop?